Sir Don Baron Jayatilaka was born on the 13th of February 1868 in Waragoda, a village in Kelaniya. He was the eldest son of Don Daniel and Elisa Jayatilaka, the former being from Pattalagedara, Veyangoda. Mr. Daniel Jayatilaka was a contractor and he was also the founder member of the Vidyalankara Pirivena in Kelaniya. Mrs. Elisa Jayatilaka was a devoted Buddhist, a descendant of the highly respected, wealthy Veerasingha family of Waragoda. His initial education was at the Vidyalankara Pirivena, where he learned Sinhalese, Pali, Sanskrit and Buddhist literature under the patronage of scholars such as the Venerable Ratmalane Sri Dharmaloka. Meanwhile, he commenced his elementary education in English at the Baptist School in Kelaniya. His secondary education was received at Wesley College, Colombo. His siblings were Muhandiram Don Simon Jayatilaka and Mudliar Don Abraham Jayatilaka. In 1898, young Baran married Miss Mallika Batuwantudava, the daughter of Pandit Batuwantudava of Varahena, Bentota. Sir D.B. was a scholar of high intellect who revised Buddhist literature in Sinhala, Pali, Sanskrit and English, and Sinhala literature which had declined under colonial rule. The founding chief editor of the monolingual etymological Sinhala dictionary. An influencer for the publication Dinamina newspaper, a leading Sinhala newspaper of Lake House Publications. A great Buddhist leader, founder and first president of the YMBA, a position he held for 46 years until his death. President of the All Ceylon Buddhist Congress, President of the Royal Asiatic Society of Ceylon, President of the Vidyalankara Sabha, initiated Dhamma schools, also known as Dhampasal today, a leading personality of the temperance movement, pioneer principal of Dharmaraja College, Kandy, first Buddhist and Sinhala principal of Ananda College, Colombo, and also being the first OBA president of the college, and first manager of Visakha Vidyalaya, Colombo. Commenced and managed several Buddhist schools, held positions of general manager and secretary of the Buddhist Theosophical Society. A founder of Sri Dharmaloka Mahavidyalaya, Kelaniya, now one of the most reputed national schools in the Gampaha district, in his village at Waragoda, Kelaniya. Sir D.B. Jayatilaka was a barrister, qualified with a BA and MA from the universities of Calcutta and Oxford respectively. A very well-respected diplomat who was the representative for Ceylon in India and represented Ceylon in many international conferences. Being an activist in the temperance movement, because of his love he had for Buddhism and the people of the nation, Sir D.B. too was one of the leaders who was victimized and imprisoned through martial law with false allegations by the British colonial ruling in 1915. He was a well-respected personality in the country by both the eminent and the common man. Therefore, was instrumental in the revival and upgrading of the religious, national and cultural values of the nation that had deteriorated due to colonial ruling. Sir D.B. had close relationships with intellectual and eminent personnel such as Venerable Ratmalane Sri Dharmaloka, Venerable Hikkaduwe Sri Sumangala, Venerable Migettuwatte Gunananda, Venerable Ratmalane Sri Dharmarama, Anagarika Dharmapala, Colonel Henry Steele Olcott, F.R. Senanayaka, Charles Batuwantudava, Dr. W.A. De Silva, Edmund Hevavitharana, Henry Pedris, Dr. C.A. Hevavitharana, Sir Ponnambalam Arunachalam, Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan, D.S. Senanayaka, S.W.R.D. Bandaranayaka, C.W.W. Kannangara, and T.B. Jaya. He also understood the pulse of the common man and was a noble personality who spent time with the general public. Sir D.B. was an outstanding politician and statesman who towered above his contemporaries. He was a freedom fighter, patriot, and leader of the independence movement of Ceylon. He was appointed as the president of the Ceylon National Congress in 1923 and was elected to the Legislative Council of Ceylon from the Colombo district, holding the position of Vice President, which was the highest position a Ceylonese could hold while the British governor was the president. Constitutional reforms of the Donoughmore Commission led to universal franchise. Sir D.B. was elected as the newly formed State Council of Ceylon from the Calania electorate and became the leader of the House and Minister of Home Affairs in 1931. It must be emphasized that he was the first elected leader of Ceylon through the voting rights of the people of this country and was the leader of the House in the State Council, a position equivalent to that of the Prime Minister. This is a fact, and that has not been appreciated adequately. Sir D.B. was the first Ceylonese to prepare the budget speech for Ceylon as the Minister of Home Affairs. He not only performed exceptionally in the portfolio of Ministry of Home Affairs, but also under his administration as the leader of the State Council. He extended his fullest support to the other ministers, especially in the areas of agriculture, education, and health, to serve the public masses of Ceylon. Being a remarkable administrator with good governance, immense popularity among all nationalities, and the towering personality as compared to his peers, led Sir D.B. being re-elected uncontested to represent the Calania electorate and continue as the undisputed leader of the State Council of Ceylon. Sir D.B. was the state leader who was instrumental in the renovations of the Ruanveli Mahasaya and the pinnacle laying ceremony of the stupa in 1941. As the leader of the State Council, Sir D.B. fully supported Honorable C.W.W. Kannangara, the Minister of Education at the State Council, in overcoming barriers to pass the Free Education Bill. Rightfully and most deservingly, Sir D.B. was conferred knighthood from the King of the United Kingdom and Colonies for the services rendered to Ceylon. Distinguished great man was the guru of the pre- and post-independence leaders of our country, including some leaders who later became Prime Minister of independent Ceylon. He not only sacrificed his personal wealth to fund the independence movement, but also donated most of his assets to the state. He gifted the palatial house building, which was once his, to the public trustee office at Bauddhalokamautta, Colombo 7, named Turban House. The Sir D.B. Jayatilaka Trust presently is the richest state-owned trust managed by the Public Trustee Department, comprising of a range of revenue-generating assets which makes contributions to numerous educational, charitable, and social institutions. The Second World War in the early 1940s created a severe food shortage, threatening starvation in the country. The British colonial administration and the then ministers of agriculture, trade and commerce with the officials were unsuccessful in negotiating with the government of India, as India too was suffering similar shortages. Being the first Ceylonese to be elected President of the Indian Students' Association at the University of Oxford, and having closely associated with the Indian National Congress leaders during their independence struggle, Sir D.B. was always known as a popular figure within the fraternity. Knowing of this, the British governor made a desperate request to Sir D.B., who went to India and requested food aid. As a result of respect, tremendous regard that the Indian leaders had for Sir D.B., the food aid was provided to Ceylon. However, the success of this ironically proved to be detrimental to Sir D.B., as the British governor felt that his continued assistance was required to obtain food aid from the neighboring country, India. Sir D.B. hence sacrificed his position at the State Council in 1942 to comply with the request of the governor on behalf of the people of Ceylon, and undertook to function as a representative of the government of Ceylon in India as High Commissioner. The vacant position of leader of the State Council was then filled by Mr. D.S. Senanayake, whom the vast majority of the country regarded as being Sir D.B.'s deputy, who later became the first Prime Minister of Ceylon. Sir D.B. fell ill in 1944 whilst in India and decided to obtain medical treatment in his motherland. However, he passed away in the special aircraft allocated by the Viceroy of India on the 29th of May 1944. The last words uttered were, "Are we in Ceylon?" And Sir D.B. breathed his last whilst the plane was still over Indian territory. Don Baron Jayatilaka, the great philosopher, was spoken of as our uncrowned king by the Ceylonese of all walks of life, and the highest respect was paid to Sir D.B. by the state of Ceylon, with an official state funeral attended by large numbers of people from all parts of the country. Sir D.B. was an outstanding national hero of Mother Lanka. Venerable Mahasangha, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the 150th birth anniversary celebrations and oration of the uncrowned king of Ceylon.